You can see the lie is beautiful. Look at it. How beautiful is the Murchison area in Western Australia? I went up there towards the end of last year, 2023, and was chasing pink cockatoos and mulga parrots. Just driving through here now, and there's lots of little birds flying around, zebra finches and that. And further back, I saw the crimson chats. So I'm just going to stop because I'm just going to show you the wildflowers. So just bear with me for a minute. And so you can see just the yellow, and that's going to go really soon because the hot weather is coming, and that will just scorch it, and it'll get really hard for the birds. But they're finding water. I've just been in the Murchison area. I did a quick trip up for the pink cockatoos. There was no guarantees that we were going to be here, but I decided I would give it a go. There's a water hole that dries up really quickly, and sometimes the pink cockatoos will go there. So I wasn't going to do the same as last year and go up too late. So I thought I'm going to go up and just see if they're there. And I believe there was water in it, so I was pretty happy about that. And I had to push back a few things work-wise. So that just meant I could only do a couple of days, but that was okay. So I set out, and on the way up, once I started getting into the Murchison area, I was really surprised that there was still food around on the ground because there was still some flowers. It was a bit dry, but it was still food, and there were quite a few birds around feeding. So I was optimistic. Didn't mean that the pink cockatoos would be there, but I thought there's going to be birds. And so I had set out early, and I thought I'd check the spot before I check in. So I went and had a look. Okay, I've arrived at my water spot, and it's really hot. I really hope that there's water here. Oh, yeah. Yeah. This is awesome. And there were birds. And I thought I'll come back in the afternoon and see what happens. So I came back in the afternoon and I sat down, and the birds were coming in, and it was amazing. The Burke's parrot came in, lots of mulga parrots, just a lot of different birds. And then the pink cockatoos came in, just two. And I can't explain how I felt because I'd came up last year, and I really didn't get anything really in the way of shots of them because they didn't hang around. So I hadn't put purchase or anything up, but I went back to the accommodation. I thought, you know what, I'm going to do some purchase. I'm not a big perch person just because I just love getting out there and see what I can get in the environment. So I came back early in the morning and I set up a couple of perches, and it made such a difference. The birds were landing on the perches, and it was good. So I was getting some nice shots of the mulga parrots and everything, and those two pink cockatoos came in, so that was great. Got some more shots. And then I came back in the evening, and again I got the pink cockatoos and a lot of other birds, and the mulga parrots and the Burke's parrot. There was half a dozen of them that were coming in for a drink, so that was really good. And then I thought, well, then I one more night, and I was going home tomorrow, which is today. And I thought, well, what am I going to? I put up a couple of more perches just to so I got different shots, and 9, 10 pink cockatoos came in. They didn't take a drink, but they hung around and they landed on my perch, a couple of them. So I got a couple of those shots. I was I was just gobsmacked. The light was starting to get strong, but it was still nice light. So, and then they left. They actually didn't have a drink. They walked around a little bit and, like I got a couple of shots on the perch and that. And I thought, well, I'm going to do another 30 minutes or so, and then I've got to head home because I've got some meetings that I have to do. And I can hear the pink cockatoos before they even come in. And I heard them. I knew they were around there somewhere. There was a couple of them at least. And blow me down. This one pink cockatoo flew around, came in, and I was ready for him, I thought, I'm going to get this flight shot. And he flew low enough that I got a nice background and not blue sky. And he banked around and I just took some shots and he had this beautiful wing spread. One of the shots, his wings were just a little tips were out. And I think that is my best shot. Don't you hate that? And he came in and he landed and I thought, "That's it, I can go home now," I always say that, don't I? But it's true, like, you're always on a time limit, so, yeah, I was really happy, and, I thought that part of me wanted to stay and do another night, but I actually had full on 2 days of birding. I actually left and the birds were still there. It was amazing, and it's been one of the best trips ever. I was on my own doing this trip. Most of the time, I do a lot on my own, but I do go with people. But because I'm chasing birds, and I go when it suits me and I like to go during the week because there's not so many people around. So there's some glass. So I reluctantly left my water hole. It was just humming, but I had to leave because it's a good 5-hour trip home. And I, oh God, there's birds everywhere. I thought, well, I'll cut through some dirt roads because it's quicker to get home. And I came across like a salt lake area. There was still some water in it, not a lot, but there was still a nice little bit of a water spot there. And I looked in and blow me down. What did I see? I saw the redneck avocets. Now, everyone loves those birds and they are a real hard bird to get sometimes. So I stopped and I took a few photos. I don't know how good they are because it's 3 or 4 hours after sunrise and they're just a stunning bird and you really want to get them in nice light. So hop in my car and I keep going and blow me down. I see white-winged fairy wrens because I love them up in the outback because there's just something about them with that blue and white in the arid environment up here when it's all dry. So I cannot get over the amount of birds that I'm seeing. I just cannot photograph them all in 2 days. I have to concentrate on certain birds. I don't know if you are different and will get them all. But I just find to get the really good shots, you need to concentrate on a few birds and get those photos. So, like even when I left the water spot, went to my car, there's birds up in the tree, birds that I love photographing, and I won't see them when I get home. But I had to go reluctantly, and anyway, that's the way it goes. The bird photographer's dilemma. Don't get that very often. Oh, flies.